Hello, champions! Tonight we are going to take a look at the pitches pitched so far for the Kickstarter. Let's take a look. Our first card pitched is Okinwa Dragon. Affiliation J, Chi 7, summon action cost. I think they wanted action beckon cost. It has 5 health, its awareness is forward. It has no attack. And it has scale shield. Trigger, when Okinwa Dragon enters the arena, choose a damage type. Example, fire, water, earth, dark, etc. Okinwa Dragon can't be dealt damage by that damage type. This pitch was pitched before at a previous contest. I do believe it had an attack. I think there was unfortunately missed, and I predict that this will be pitched again with an attack on it. But I do like the space where this card is looking. It's definitely a hoser for someone who only plays a specific damage type. If I wanted to nerf this down a bit, I'd look at rather it just being immune to a damage type. Maybe just having damage resistance to that type. It would depend on the testing and how strong it was. Let's check out the next one. Colossal Squid. It has 4 health, a left, forward, right awareness, 6 chi. It is Axon. It has action beckon, 17 aura cost. Swift, water attack 3, exert. Trigger counterattack, though the ability is not a counterattack. When Colossal Squid is dealt damage, all adjacent champions and summons gain pacify until the end of the round. Colossal Squid then moves away from the attacker. I love the theme of this card. However, there's 2 parts about it that fall short for me. One is the health. 4 health, not very colossal for me. This is more of just a squid. Secondly is the counterattack style effect. Thematically perfect, but after you've already been hit by the enemy's big attack, pacifying them afterwards is not very valuable. Even worse if that attack just kills you. So that's where that 4 health really hinders it even more. Otherwise, I like that little movement defensiveness about it. Better against a lot of small things, not so good against big things. Let's check out the next one. Thunderbolt. Affiliation Phage. Chi 8. Action cast. 15 aura and exert. Description. Deal 3 electrical damage to a target in the arena. Trigger. Copy. Description. If a summon were to die from the damage of Thunderbolt, copy it and choose a new target. Repeat this ability until a summon doesn't die or Thunderbolt hits a champion. I like the space that's going on here. It's one of those cards that I think is a better forethought than a main board card. Because what you're actually looking at here is you're going to want to play this when it's a field play. Because just dealing 3 damage to a champion at an 8 chi for both 15 or exert, that sucks. That's painful as a player. But when you're facing a Necrolich deck and you literally get to wipe out every single summon that's on the board, then it's great. But it's one of those cards that's never both. It's never, depending on the matchup, it's either going to be great or it's going to be terrible. We'll see where it lands. Let's go to the next card. Take cover! This has a technique. It is 6 chi. It has no awareness. It is Thymos. Swift, defend 3, 5 energy. Prevent the next 3 damage unless it's earth damage. Or it has a secondary one. Prevent the next 3 damage to you and your summons adjacent to you unless it is earth damage. 7 energy, 7 aura. I think you're far off from the chi to what the effect does here. Actually, that was an exaggeration by me. I think bring this down to a 5 chi, you're actually close to it. I think 6 chi is a bit much. I think you could even push this down to a 4 chi. But I think you'll find even at 5 chi, I don't know if it's playable enough. Defensive cards really haven't gotten too big of much of a play, unless it's doing something big. That's where I'm feeling at. I like the flavor of the protection of the earth damage, but otherwise, I think it needs a little more. It needs a little jus. Let's check out the last card. Voided Thoughts. Affiliation Axon. Chi 5. Awareness forward. Speed is Swift. Negate 16 aura. Negate target ability played by target champion and voided thoughts awareness. Trigger, voiding. Search your opponent's timeline. Place all copies of the negated ability into their memories. Then place all copies of voided thoughts in your timeline into your memories. Both players shuffle their timelines. Now this is the card. I like it too much, which means it is broken. This card right here, I can tell is an auto-include in the Axon deck. If you're playing Axon, at a minimum, you are playing one. Because the downside of losing multiples doesn't hurt enough. So if you're playing one, let's just say on the right side, you decide to play one. I think you're probably playing 4 or 5, doesn't matter. You play one, your opponent plays a bolt shot, you negate it, and they're playing 10 bolt shots, your one just took 10 out of their deck. That's huge. Now, I do like punishing bad deck building or over deck building if their deck is fully focused on a single card. I do like punishing it a bit, but I think this might be a bit over punishing where it's at. I can see this type of effect actually being at an 8-chi, because 8-chis are meant to be really strong. But then again, even at the 8-chi, does it become an auto-occlude? That's the question that's in my mind. That is our last pitch for today. I hope to see more pitches from everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.